The People's Democratic Party will be heading to the 2023 presidential election with high morale after a successful outing in Osun State, which saw its governorship candidate Ademola Adeleke dance to victory over the ruling All Progressives Congress's candidate and incumbent governor Gboyega Oyetola. PDP members have identified the win in Osun as a sign that the people of Nigeria are tired of the APC and want to get them out of office come 2023. But the PDP as a party is yet to sort out some internal issues within its own ranks. With the absence of the Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike and former Ekiti State Governor Ayodele Fayose at the Osun State governorship election, it is still believed that all is not settled in the People's Democratic Party. Joining us on the show this morning as we discuss how the Osun victory can propel the party ahead towards the 2023 presidential election and also the issues that need to be ironed out within the party is Samuel Ortom, Governor of Benue State. Welcome to the morning show, Governor Ortom. Good to have you again on the program. Good morning.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruben.
Hello, Governor Ortom. Can you hear me?
Other members
Good morning.
of the crew. I appreciate you. Thank you. Nice having to see and hear from you once again. God bless you.
Well, quickly, let's start with the Osun governorship election won by the PDP candidate, Senator Ademola Adeleke, and who has now been given a certificate of return. But one major observation was that during the mega rally ahead of the election itself, your good self and Governor Wike of Rivers, Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, former Ekiti State Governor, Mr. Peter Ayo Fayose, and all others who are usually classified as friends of Governor Wike. Your conspicuous absence, was that deliberate? Was that a further protest about what happened within the party in terms of the choice of the running mate, or it just happened like that? And then your general take on the importance of that victory to your party.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruben. I appreciate you. First of all, let me once again congratulate my brother and friend, Senator Adeleke, for the milestone of winning the gubernatorial election in Osun State. Free and fair process, as we all witnessed last Saturday. And I'm very happy and to say that Nigerians were watching that election with keen interest, including myself. While I was away in Europe and America, I was interested in watching this keenly and observing what was happening. And I'm happy that Osun's people spoke. And the joy of it all is that they did not just speak for PDP, they spoke for Nigerians. And I can assure you that what you saw last Saturday in Osun State is what is going to be translated in other elections as we move to 2023. Because Nigerians are fed up with excuses on insecurity, on economy, on social life, and everything that will add value to humanity and make things well. Nigerians are really fed up about what is happening in the country. I'm a grassroots man, and I can attest to this fact. Now, coming to why some of us were absent. I was not around, I had traveled. This was a program that was planned over 3 months ago. And I had to go to UK, I had to go to United States of America. But I actually met with Governor Wike in London, also met with my brother, the governor of Osun State, Governor Nyesom Wike, and the governor of Benue State. That provided an opportunity for us to brainstorm on what was happening back home in our party, the PDP especially. One thing I want to assure you and Nigerians is that we're not going to defect to any political party. We are members of PDP. Wike, in particular, have been very, very instrumental to the growth of our party in the absence of any former president produced by our dear party. You're aware that President Obasanjo, that was produced by this party, retired. You're aware that President Goodluck Jonathan also have issues, and so he decided to not get involved in what is happening in the party. So Wike was the anchor man. And we discussed this matter in our meeting in London, and we all agreed that, well, we're not leaving the party, but let there be due process and the needful to ensure that everybody is carried along. You are aware that since the emergence of PDP in Nigeria, Wike has been there. Even some of us, because of the injustice that was meted on us in 2015, we left for APC until when APC started dancing in the wrong direction, then we left back to PDP. And who was instrumental for me coming back? It was Wike that helped and supported and instrumental for me coming back to PDP. Our presidential candidate too, at a point, because he was not satisfied and left, including our national chairman today, he too left for other parties, but Wike remained in this party. So he's a big factor. I've always said that power belongs to God. Wike contested. Some of us believe in the Southern presidency, and Wike, we thought that he was the right person to get the ticket. He did not get. The issue of vice president come. I want to tell you that truly I was one of the people that was able to convince Wike that, look, this thing, half a loaf is better than none. You wanted to be president, but God did not make it possible. There's nothing wrong in asking to be the vice president. Unfortunately, this does not work. I've explained what transpired the last time. But I think that the leadership of the party needed to do the needful by reaching out to him immediately to pacify him. That is what happens in any political setting. And because at the end, you need everybody to be around you. Today, we have not concluded the election. It is just primaries. There's a candidate. We're going to go into election. We need everybody to be carried along. But the good thing for the PDP family is that we are still members of the PDP. We're working together. And we look forward that the leadership of the party will do the needful to bring all of us together. And thank God, our presidential candidate have reached out to me to also further persuade Governor Wike that he's coming to see him. They will sit down together and discuss. For me, once that is done, that is the end of it. I took my time because at a point I was not very clear about the happenings, and I went into hibernation. But I'm out now, and my decision is that let a presidential candidate discuss with Wike, and once there is an agreement on what to do to move forward, we can work on that, because I don't like betraying people. Wike stood with me at my worst time in the history of my life, when my state was under siege. He did everything, including financial support, to help the internally displaced people who have been suffering. He visited with a team of stakeholders from Rivers State. And the Bible says, look, if somebody does something to you that is good, don't reward him with evil. If you do that, evil will never depart from your house. I'm a student of the Bible. I'm a Christian. And I don't want God to hold me responsible for being irresponsible. And that is why I believe that working together with Governor Wike, we can achieve a better result for our party, the PDP. And so I believe that our presidential candidate will reach out to Wike. Once they discuss and he's pacified, I will also be pacified. And I may not be speaking for my other colleagues whom we're working together, but in our meeting, we agreed that, look, our brother, Governor Wike, needed to be pacified. And once that is done, all of us will team up together and see, because the issue is not about PDP. The issue is not about our personal interests. The issue is about our country, Nigeria. Today, everyone will agree. You will also agree with me that Nigeria is under siege by a cabal that does not mean well for our country, Nigeria, but a cabal that is willing to make every other person slave and let them begin to enjoy themselves and make themselves kings and so on. So we need all hands to be on deck, including other people in other political parties, to work with us to see how best we can rescue our country from the shame that we have gotten into. The most populous country in Nigeria, with abundant wealth that God has provided. Now, we don't know where we are. We have been brought from top to bottom. And my worry is not just being at the bottom. We are going beneath the bottom. So we need everybody to come together to see how we can rescue our country, Nigeria. Just yesterday, Governor Peter Obi was with me on a courtesy to formally inform me of his ambition. And I said something which I want Nigerians to look at it. The situation we are in now is beyond partisan politics. Let us look at it. And I advise him, reach out to Atiku, reach out to Kwankwaso, reach out to Asiwaju, and see how four of you or any other political party, see how all of you can decide and look, we need an emergency solution to this problem we have. What can we do? So 4, 5, 6, 7 people cannot be president at the same time. But amongst you, who is the best person that can deliver and help rescue and rebuild this country, Nigeria? And that was my thoughts, the thoughts that came to me. Because the situation we are in, there is a proverb in my state, particularly in Tivland, that say that you first send away the fox, then you can come back and take the remaining chicken when your chicken is attacked. Because if you don't do that,
right, Mr.
the fox
Governor,
will kill more chicken.
If I could interject here. Well, it appears that 3 weeks since we last spoke has made an awful lot of difference in your disposition. I think we'll credit the fact that you went on a well-deserved holiday for your improved mood with regards to this issue. And it's important that you clarified that, because it was looking somewhat like PDP was a divided house and that you were absent from Osun State deliberately in support of your close friend, Governor Wike. So that's an important clarification there. I just wanted to ask you, is there any kind of a roadmap? Because you have now alluded to making overtures to other political parties. Are you actually looking to form some kind of coalition? Can we have details on that in order to really capitalize on your victory in Osun State?
Well, let me tell you, in Osun State, I wasn't there, but my own deputy was there. But my deputy and myself were the same ticket. So if it's there, it is me. So my deputy governor was in Osun State while I was away. Like I told you, this program for UK and America was planned 3 months ago. And so I couldn't be there at the same time, but I was fully represented. But the point I am making is that our house can be put in order. But my personal suggestion for our country, Nigeria, is for all the political parties to come together and assess the situation we're in. Not just making someone president. If you make another person president today, can be from different political parties, but if this kind of evil that is going on in our country, the kind of damage that is going on, it might be difficult. That is why I am appealing to all candidates to look at the interests of our country, Nigeria, more than their personal interests, and see what can be done to salvage the situation. Amongst these people, who is the best material that can deliver? That can be done. That is my personal opinion. But as for my party, the PDP, I'm saying that it is not late to put our house in order. Once my brother, Governor Wike, is pacified, things will work again, and we can go into election. But we are very sure that we will win over APC. I believe that if PDP were not there, any other party, even any mushroom party, can win 2023 election against the APC because of what the pains and the evil that they've been able to do against the people of Nigeria.
All right. Governor Samuel Ortom, you said a lot about the PDP, but I want to delve into governance. The last time you were here, I think if my memory serves me right, it was the 22nd of June. We talked about salaries. Have those salaries been paid? You kept on saying you can't pay salaries because of the federal government. What is happening as regards salaries now for the hardworking people in Benue State?
You know, like I explained to you, when I came in 2015, it was a problem. I accumulated salaries over the years beyond the governor that I took over from. I inherited over 70 billion arrears of salaries, pensions, and gratuity. And I've been able to deplete this during my term from 2015 to date. And the arrears now stands at just about 38 billion, which I'm sourcing funds, which other states too had problems, and the federal government came in by approving not bailout, but loans for them to pay. People say that you cannot be wrong by borrowing. That is what even this current federal government is borrowing money everywhere. I understand one Accountant General of the Federation was removed because he told Nigerians that, look, federal government is borrowing money to pay. But that is a reality. That is the truth. The way the economy is today, you cannot do without borrowing to solve your problems in states and all that. Go back. I am not the only one. Several states are having the same problems. You heard that over 30 states cannot pay salaries as I went due as are today. But to let you know, like I told you before, from 2018, I have been paying salaries until when NNPC, because of the fuel subsidy, say they cannot remit money to the federation account, and then we started having problems. And this is a general problem that is affecting more than 30 states. In my state, the IGR, how much is it? It's an average of 500 million. But go and check other states that today they are comfortable and they are paying, their IGR is in the region of over 30 billion, 17 to 20 billion, and so on. This is the challenge that we have. But if federal government had allowed me to borrow as I requested, this problem would have been solved. But it is something I inherited. I have done my best. I have run a transparent governance procedure in my state. The leadership of workers' union are in my joint account. They sit there, they know what comes in, and they know what goes out. I'm not afraid of anything. And anybody in doubt about me misappropriating money, I have asked them to bring it up and challenge me. I'm willing to accept that. So the issue of salary is a general problem, it's a national problem in this country. Ask other states, they will tell you so. But you see, the federal government chose not to support me. They have supported other states. But they have refused to support me because each time I speak truth to power, they come out and say, you're not paying salaries, you should not talk. I did not make that. I did not accumulate 70 billion arrears of salaries, and so on. So the issue of salary, we've been paid. It is not that we have not paid for all this while. When money comes, we'll pay. We have the challenge of paying the arrears. Until recently, about 4 months ago, when NNPC could not remit money, which the Governors Forum is battling to ensure that they remit money. You will recall that for the first time, oil today is sold for over $100 per barrel. And this is the worst time we're having. Where is the money going? And this is something to ask. But I think that Mr. President, in the Salah message, she did say that, look, he's been fighting corruption, but he discovered that people are frustrating the whole thing. I think he needs to deeper to know the level of corruption that is going on in his administration and what the people are doing to frustrate whatever fight against corruption is in this country, so that we can know, including NNPC, what they are doing is not right. They get this money, and Nigeria is depending on it, but what are they doing with it? They say it's fuel subsidy. How many people are being paid this subsidy? We need to know. That is what we should be asking for, accountability and so on.
Okay. So that's why you're not paying salaries. Over to you, Dr. Abubakar.
Okay. Well, Governor Ortom, the last time we had a conversation, you said you were praying to God to take a decision on who to support for the presidency in 2023. Well, you've taken a well-deserved 2-week vacation. Well, has God spoken to you yet? Have you heard from God? And quickly, your trip to the U.S. Some platforms. Some platforms. And then your trip to the U.S. Some platforms reported that you went to report the Buhari administration to the Americans, that you visited the State Department. And yet before you travel, you said you had been declared a persona non grata at the presidential villa in Nigeria. But now you were told that you went to report President Buhari to the Americans. What do you expect them to do to the president of a sovereign state like Nigeria? If you may just offer clarifications in that regard.
Thank you very much. Your first question, I have already responded to it in my preamble. And to say that I have done with my prayers, I have done with my hibernation, and the way to go is for our presidential candidate to reach out to Governor Wike, whom I was supporting, and I remain committed to his service because of his commitment to our party, the PDP. And so I remain committed to him. Once you pacify him, you have pacified me. And not just him, you have pacified millions of Nigerians, including some of my colleagues, governors, National Assembly members, State Assembly members, and so on. So this we have done. And our candidate have also agreed that he will reach out to Governor Wike, discuss with him, and see how they can come to terms with what will happen. So I remain a member of PDP. Coming from a hibernation, that is what I have to tell you. Now, the second point, I did not go to report President Buhari or Buhari's government to America or United Kingdom. But I went there to also talk about the version of the reality of what is happening. Because it was amazing when I got to United Kingdom, the questions that were being asked from Parliament and other government officials and civil societies was about Nigeria. The problem is about climate change, it's about deforestation, it's about other things. They were not talking about the real agenda of one, Islamizing, to use it as a shield by some Fulanis to Fulanize Nigeria. And this agenda is not hidden. Everybody is aware. T.Y. Danjuma said it. President Obasanjo said it. And Christian Eda said it. Christian Association of Nigeria said it. It is not hidden. But the narrative in the international community was that this is about climate change, so people are not making this thing. Like I keep saying, it will be a logical fallacy to say that Fulanis are evil. There are Fulanis that we have lived with here, we have no problem. But these ones that are coming to create problems here is because some of our Fulanis brothers and sisters have opened doors for Fulanis in Senegal, from Mali, from Niger, from Ghana, from all over Africa, to come into Nigeria, to support them to take Nigeria to become their country. That is what we are saying no. It is not right. Nigeria is a sovereign country, that I know. I'm learned enough and I'm experienced enough to know that Nigeria is a sovereign country. I cannot go and report them to United Kingdom or America. But Nigeria is also a secular country. And of course, because of the population and the strategic positioning and the wealth, especially natural resources that God has endowed Nigeria with, if we don't do something and tomorrow Nigeria disintegrates, Nigeria becomes a lawless country, Nigeria is involved in anarchy, then there will be heavy consequences that even the international community will pay. And so the international community must not be aloof. By way of advice, by way of reaching out to this government that what is happening is not right. Some of us have tried to talk about the injustices, the unfairness, and the inequity that is happening in our country, and deaf ears has been given to us. If not, I have not hidden. Ask Mr. President, he will tell you I have spoken to him. Ask anybody who is in leadership in this country today, they will tell you that my position has been very clear. I am not being partisan because as governor today, I am governor for the PDP, I'm governor for the APC, I'm governor for ABGA, I'm governor for Labour, I'm governor for everyone. So it is not that I am being partisan, but I'm deeply concerned about the happenings in our country. And I felt that after talking to the APC-led government, and they are adamant, everything you say falls on deaf ear, I felt that the narrative in the international community about climate change, about deforestation, and so on, which is very wrong, the real agenda everybody knows. Ask an average Fulani man, the ones we meet with them in the bush, the ones that come to attack us, the ones that are arrested, the ones that come to graze by force. When we ask them, they say, no, Nigeria belongs to them and they want to take over. So this is what I really went to United Kingdom and America to do, courtesy of civil societies who also invited me as someone that is most affected, containing with more than 1.5 million IDPs today in my state. It's not an easy thing. So this is the challenge. I have to seek support for my IDPs. Today, America, if I tell you how much through US aid they are providing to Nigeria, but everything is being diverted to other states. It is not coming to Benue State. We have not seen it. So I felt that, look, let me make my case. I am governor. If I can't say it, who will say it on behalf of my people? Because we are suffering. What we try to release as upkeep for the IDPs would have been channeled to do something else if we're having support as other states are having in Nigeria. So it's not about reporting to Nigeria to a different country. Nigeria is a sovereign country. We must do and work and ensure that we solve our problems within. That I know. But we needed the voice of the international community because the challenge that the international community will have if Nigeria becomes a failed state, it will be impacted on the international community. So as leaders, if they can also talk to our president, we have done our bit here, but the APC-led government is adamant, and there is need for international community to also advise and voice out to the leadership of our country so that we don't get into a situation where we cannot control ourselves.
Right. NNPC Limited was unveiled amid fanfare in accordance with the law with the PIA. What is your reaction to this new development and how governance as we know it will not be the same? You've already alluded to challenges you face with regards to salaries. What on earth will you do?
No. Sorry, I didn't get you well.
I'm asking for your reaction to the unveiling of NNPC Limited and how it's going to affect governance, especially in the areas of salaries, the backlog that you have not been able to clear, which you alluded to earlier.
Well, I'm sorry, I cannot respond to that now. I've not been able to look at the issues involved in this matter, so I'm yet to study it.
Okay, Governor Ortom, you were talking about your state earlier on, and it said you are clear from everything possible as regards financially in your state that people should go and verify. But there's been this case. It was first reported in April about your chief of staff saying that you owe him a certain 160 million naira. I mean, can you expatiate on that and tell us your side of that story as regards this your chief of staff that keeps saying you owe him money, that he supported you in the elections?
But you would have also spoken about my response. I've already responded to that. And I told him I was not aware that he injected 160 million in my campaign. At least he did not avail me the information that he was injecting that much. So he clarified it by saying that is what he did. But I did not see, he did not give me 160 million. I think that has been put to rest now. I responded to it, and I said I never saw any 160 million in my campaign during that time. And since then, there has not been any response further, so I think we can put that to rest.
Thank you so much, Governor Ortom, for your time. Appreciate you for your time. Thank you so much.